Okay, hello everyone. This is our next opportunity to practice our grammar, and I've got 10 wonderful examples for you to think about. So let's get started. Let's have a look at the first one. It went shift. Give me a second, because it usually does it when I'm trying to do things. Okay, here's the first question. It concerns conditionals. So look at the question and consider the distractors. Distractors are those 4 possible answers. Actually, 3 of them are distractors and 1 is supposedly the correct one. You can use our analog radio receivers. There should be, should there be, there ought to be, ought there be disturbances in the digital signal. Okay. So this is about conditional structures. Take your time, no hurry. Would you opt for A? There should be. Would you opt for B? Should there be? Or C? There ought to be. Or D? Ought there be? And the answer is answer B, should there be. You can use our analog radio receivers should there be any disturbances in the digital signal. So B means the same as if you said if there are. So you can say you can use our analog radio receivers if there are. You can use our analog radio receivers should there be. So these two mean the same. Okay, now let's have a look at the second question, passive voice and the tenses. Okay, so read through the question and the distractors for a moment. Few semblances of what we could call life are being found, have been found, had been found, are to be found on Mars so far. And so far is the key expression here, so far, because it's commonly associated with the present perfect. So it's an indicator for you that you should use the present perfect structure. And the outlooks for more seem faintish, right? So would you opt for A, B, C, or D? And the answer is, again, B, have been found. Some people say, especially in America, the Americans, they say have been, but in European English we say have been found. So a few semblances of what we could call life have been found on Mars so far, and the outlooks for more seem faintish. Okay, let's have a look at the third question, irregular verbs. Well, this is in fact a vocabulary question. It's more of a vocabulary question than a grammatical question. So this is about the very murky picture of somebody terminating their life. Van Gogh took his life. And was he besought? Certainly not. Well, these are the past participles or perfect participles of the verbs besought, beseech, befall, befallen, partake, partaken, and forsake, forsaken. So the answer is D, forsaken by Keynes, and good reason. Van Gogh took to liquor and seeing little point in carrying on, took his life. And question number 4. Take a moment read and ponder. And my advice is that you look at the first two words in the sentence, the moment, because the moment, grammatically speaking, the moment functions the same as when or as soon as. So what sort of grammatical structure would you use after as soon as or when? Just when. The moment, the current statistics concerning the new virus strain. Okay, so you are looking for something pertaining to the very moment, to a point. You're looking at a point in time, something indicated by this very moment. Certainly, you don't want to use C will be released, because the moment functions the same as when, and you don't say when it will be released, then you would violate time clauses, which work the same as the first conditional, right? And now it all boils down to the question of whether statistics is singular or plural in this context, and it is plural. So look at the answer. It is A, the moment the current statistics concerning the new virus strain are released by the government press office, the appointed military personnel are to report in the situation room. Because normally you can say that statistics is an academic discipline, but these statistics, when you're referring to numbers, the statistics are the way they are presented. And question 5 about causation, somebody causing somebody else to behave in a particular way. Look at the question. Take your time to process the sentential embedding, the sentential framing of the gap, and you will be interested in using this structure. I had somebody do something, right? I'm going to have him clean the room. Yes. She had her son tidy up his chest of drawers. So in this case, now that we've had our Damascus man kill, so the answer is, of course, A. Now that we've had our Damascus man kill, his only viable contact in the Middle East, there's little else we can expect him to be useful for in the region. So the structure in question is have somebody do something. Have somebody do something. We had our Damascus man kill somebody else. And the next question is about emphasis. Look at the question. All right. So, which of the four distractors would you consider as candidates? Well, if you choose A, not until I had, well, it's supposedly not until I had, so B would be better, but not in this sentence, because if you used B, not until I had 9 lessons in a row did I start feeling so exhausted. So these are not the right ones. And if you look at D, only when I had 9 lessons in a row did I start. So again, it's not the right sentential framing that you get. So of course C is the only one you left with. It was not until I had 9 lessons in a row that I started feeling so exhausted. Right? Let's go on to the next one. 7's about tenses. Look at the question carefully first. Okay then. And would you say the sun rises, the sun is rising, will rise, is to rise, is going to rise, whatever? No, because every year it's repeated. Mother Nature repeats the same action over and over again every year. So this is a constant state of affairs. So this would be A. The sun rises at 5:43 tomorrow. Okay then, and let's have a look at the next one. Verb forms. Look at the question first. So quite clearly you are not talking about some habitual action, repetitive action. You are not talking about your likes and dislikes from the past. You are talking about your choice in a particular situation on a particular day. Because if you were to talk about your repetitive habitual action, you would choose A, but this is not the case. So the right one is B. As I didn't like to take the main street on account of the traffic, it could have been peak hour, I took a detour through the periphery and it did save me time on that very day. And let's have a look at the next one, phrasal verbs. Look at the question. So you are provided with 4 phrasal verbs, and one of them is the right candidate for this sentence. Which one would you opt for? It looks like we are in for, fall short of, get in with, get out of. And this is just a question of knowing or not knowing the pertinent phrasal verb. The answer is A, to be in for something. So some dry days are ahead. That's what it means, more or less. Looks like we are in for some lengthy periods of dry weather. And the last one, verb form. Have a look at the verb question for a moment. So the whole situation presumably takes part in some garage or in some manufacture or some workshop of any kind. Is it like don't tamper, didn't tamper, doesn't tamper, not tamper? And of course the answer is D, because you say you had better do, you had better not do, he had better not do, this new employee of yours had better not tamper with any of my wiring, give him something basic for a start. Okay then, so it's all for now. I hope you've had some good time, some fun, and perhaps learned something new at the same time. So see you, and until the next time, bye.